I mean, we're talking about movies just before this started, but like, have you guys seen The Long Walk?
Yes.
Oh, I've not seen The Long Walk yet.
It made me quite emotional, actually.
It's like been my stealth like great movie of the year. I don't know how else to put it. Like other movies that I've loved this year, I kind of was looking forward to them or stuff. Like Long Walk was like a stealth. I was like, oh, I didn't expect.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to move me the way it did. Like I went in just expecting like, you know, oh, you know, this is a regular old, you know, Stephen King movie, you know, but like it definitely moved me so much. Like I think, especially towards the end, I was just like, my God, like Jesus, my heart. But yeah.
It's so funny as someone who like me, who's like, I'm not like a horror fans of this podcast. I'm not like a horror fan, so like I've not really watched that many Stephen King adaptations, but somehow I've watched 2 this year, which I've actually kind of loved for different reasons.
Life of Chuck,
it's
like
one? Life of Chuck, Life of Chuck and The Long Walk. So very different Stephen King adaptations, but also not similar to the normal Stephen King of like It or Carrie or whatever else. So yeah, I actually did love both of them for very different reasons. Before we start, so Angel, I've got some requests.
Oh.
It's come to the attention of the listeners that you're obviously a fan of the Pitt.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I have been asked to ask you to give it. I mean, like, look, the Pitt won Best Emmy for Best Drama Series. So I've been asked to ask you to give a pitch about the Pitt. Oh, that rhymed. I didn't even know.
It did. A pitch about the Pitt.
Yeah. So, like, why do you love the Pitt?
Why do I love the Pitt? How long do I have for this? Okay, I'll do my best. Okay.
Go ahead.
The way I describe the Pitt to my friends is think about a medical show. Best one you've ever seen, but like it's done 24 style. Like each episode is an hour. So we're literally digging into these workers' lives, these doctors' lives, and these patients as well. I'm like, it's not about the drama, but the drama is very much present. It's actually about the medicine. Like I'm hearing terms I've never heard before. I'm seeing procedures that I've actually never seen. Like I saw a baby come out of the vagina, like in 3D. Like that's something I've just never seen before. And then also talking to all my doctor friends, they say that it's the most accurate representation they've seen of like what it's like for them working like in the ER. And I was like, that's very interesting. So like they really enjoy it. But like it's just really gripping from the start. Like they put you in the most tense situation from jump. And like we're spending the whole episode figuring it out. I don't know if you guys watch Code Black, but like it's basically like that. Every day it is Code Black. Every day is Code Black. They are fighting for their lives every single day, but it's just one day. You see what I'm saying? Like in 9 hours, was it 15 hours? Yeah, it was 15 hours. In 15 hours, like I have never been so attached to characters in my life, like from the jump. So I don't know. It just has the quality and production value of if I was a doctor, like this is really what the shit will be like. Like this is really the shit. Like it's not a, how do I put this in the most polite way? A CW show. You know, the focus.
It's not a sanitized version.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not like,
it's not a sanitized version of what it's like to be in, you know, medicine. It's very much focused on that. But, you know, just like it is with human beings, like the relationships and the interactions bleed into the work very naturally. It's just different. Like literally, it took a format we've seen over the years and blew that shit up. Like I was like, who? I mean, we know who, but still, just like you were really deep in your bag when you thought of this. Like literally, like deep in your bag.
Okay, so if I'm gonna interpret you, Jesus, that already sounds. Look at me, the man coming in to mansplain what you just said. So it's basically the bear but medicine. So I guess like the buzzwords are like accuracy, immersion, and just like tension. Like so, like you're in it, which is 3 words I love in my TV shows.
And you know, like that I think those are 3 words that describe just quality TV. Like, and not to mention the fact that, you know, the actors are acting. They are they're acting.
2 Emmy wins.
You
2
know
Emmy wins
saying?
For acting. Supporting actress and guest actor. So
personally, some scenes like I was gasping, just like I literally like I think
no,
like
3,
a couple of episodes
I
was like, I actually had to pause because I'm like, this is actually too much for me right now. Like, I don't know what you expect him to do. I too would be sitting on the floor and holding my head. Like, I just, frankly, But yeah, go watch the Pitt, guys. This is me looking you in the eyes.
Meant to be an ER related thing originally? Like, because obviously, I think it was meant to be him playing his ER character, wasn't it? And then they've turned it into a new
was that the original pitch?
See, I don't even know if that was the origin. But I'm glad they changed it to this.
Yeah, it's probably how it first came up, and then they just sort of
like,
that's a dumb idea.
Very early days,
past.
Yeah. Okay, I have held myself long enough. Let's talk about slow horses.
Let's do it.
You guys ready? Good. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. And just in case it wasn't clear, it's not music, it's a podcast. And welcome to a Slough House under lockdown. I'm Bankole Mokwede, and we're talking about the fantastic third episode of Slow Horses Season 5. And joining me today, they are from many places and go by many nom de guerres, but I know them as Chris and Angel. How are you guys doing?
Well, good, the knight,
thank you. The dragon. The silent killer. Yeah.
I mean, anyone who isn't watching us on either Spotify or YouTube, please go watch the video because Angel just did her best version of Chris Chong as Roddy Ho.
Oh my God, what an animal.
In a different episode of Slow Horses, I would spend 40 minutes just talking about Ho in this episode.
I swear to
this
God.
podcast.
I think we actually should have an episode just dedicated to discussing Ho this season. Just like...
he's having an amazing time.
He is, but unfortunately for Ho and I guess any Ho fans listening, Slough House itself was also very, very interesting this episode.
Quite
so I think we have to spend a lot of time there. Admin, as always, we're covering Gen V. So we've just halfway through the season now, so please check that out on all podcast platforms on YouTube. Send us your thoughts, your questions, your theories on popcornfordinnerpod@gmail.com. Twitter's, DM us, message any of us on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll talk about your thoughts on the episode. Slow Horses, episode 3, halfway point of the season. It's titled Tall Tales. It's written by Sean Gray and is directed by Saul Medstein. I want to say that, so first episode was directed by Saul Medstein. I see the name, I write the name in my notes, and I was like, that name sounds familiar. But I thought it was like, oh, I've watched so much TV, so I've seen him direct other TV episodes. I completely missed the fact that he directed season 3 of Slow Horses. Which is my best season of Slow Horses.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense why I'm loving this season. So I was like, oh, that's why, yeah, you directed season 3. And I think this season has a lot in conversation and in common with both season 3 and season 1. Season 1 thematically and season 3, I think just in the way it moves and the way things are staged and the action.
Yeah,
First note is that this is a very funny episode, even by Slow Horses standards.
So funny.
Oh, it's got the moment. Yeah, it's very funny, this one.
It's very funny. Okay, so normally I would ask you guys your thoughts, your general thoughts, and we're going to do that, but unfortunately I'm going to preempt that. So I want to know you guys' thoughts. I'm going to say my own thought first. This is my best Slow Horses episode in a very long time, and it may be my best episode of the series. I think it may be the best episode of the series, at least so far. I did something that I've only done for a handful of shows we've covered on this podcast. Because people that listen to podcasts know kind of like, I've explained like the process I do is I watch episode once, blank, no notes, nothing, and then I watch second time taking notes. I think the time I did it was Industry Season 3 finale, where I watched it twice, no notes, and then watched it a third time with notes. Where it's just like, I wanted to be immersed a second time in the episode. I don't know when it came into my mind, but at some point during Lamb's story-struck monologue, I was like, this feels different. This feels like a different episode of Slow Horses. I'll talk about the differences, but like it felt, like I said, better and maybe the best episode of the show has ever done. But also it just felt different. There were some dynamics that were different. There were some things that did not it seemed like an evolution of the show. And Chris, I see you nodding along. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the stuff with Lamb talking about his backstory and experiences is good, but we've never really had him dive like deep into that. And you can't tell whether he's being truthful or not, whether it's kind of a ruse.
I think we'll debate that during this episode.
Yeah, I literally wrote that down.
And I think the balance of drama and comedy, which the show's always kind of nailed. But like this episode has like a bit of everything because they've obviously got like the bombs going off and a couple of incidents in the episode, but then like some very, very funny stuff that happens as well.
Mm-hmm. And this is literally a bottle episode, right? For both parts, it's a bottle episode mostly because it's like Slough House and then Diana and Ho both in this kind of singular location. Obviously, the bomb stuff is going off around London. Angel, what are your big thoughts on this episode?
I was just
We're halfway
about
through
to
the season.
say, like, this episode woke me up. Like, usually I save my slow horses watch for the end of the night because I know I'm, taking notes. Like, I have to really pay attention to this. Like, I would usually, but I'm not only watching for enjoyment. I'm watching for certain things, as well. So I feel like this episode is the first one in a while, not in a while, but like at least for this season, that I was watching it and I was just gagging. I was just laughing. Like, I was having such a great time, like taking notes and watching the episode because I'm just like, there's so much fun stuff going on right now. Like, I felt like it literally woke me up. Like, I was watching it to wind down and I literally felt recharged after watching the episode. Like, I was just so locked in on the scenes with Diana and Ho, and then, the horses as well together. Again, really, really enjoying seeing them together. It was just such a fantastic episode. The dialogue was great. The scenes were great. Like, I just loved the contrast of Diana and Ho together. Like, the most incel ever, and like this really doesn't fuck about shit.
She says it's the
babe.
opposite of an incel. More like a voluntary fuckboy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, someone who associates, as Diana put it, are you in touch with the community? Definitely is.
Yeah, we're going to spend time with Diana and Ho. So, like I said, I felt like there were things that were very different with this episode. And I think one of them to me was Lamb in this episode. I felt like, for one, I felt like this is the most we've ever seen Jackson Lamb on the back foot. If you kind of go through what happens in this episode, like, first of all, I think from the moment Shirley walks in, which I'm sure we'll touch on when we get into our awards, from the moment she walks in, he's kind of like, what the like, for fuck's sake, like, I thought you were not going, like, I thought you guys were smarter than this. How dare you
just walk in? Like, come on.
Like, yeah, I was playing dumb thinking that you'll be out there doing something. And then even like when Cole starts to rattle off that's number 3, that's number 4.
Yeah.
It takes Cole saying those things for Jackson to be like,
wait a minute.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. And I think normally he's like one step ahead and he gets what he wants. And this episode, he doesn't, for both cases. Like, he's not one step ahead. He listens to Cole and is like, oh, actually, I think you might be right. And then, yeah, Angel, what are you going to say?
Sorry, I was going to say that him listening to Cole, like, the thought that popped into my head once he started backing Cole up was like, I think this is the most teamwork I've seen him show.
I have in my notes that he's the most activated he's ever been.
I swear to God,
it's the most I've ever seen him engaged.
Put in effort. Like, literally exactly what I was thinking. I'm just like, wow, like, you're actually active right now. Like, this is, you're interested here.
And then the things like the gun, Devon taking the gun in the sister, like, you could see him really be on back foot. And then,
literally.
Yeah, and then when he's trying to convince Devon to like call the park or to call flight, and she's not listening, I'm like, normally he gets what he wants. But in this episode, he's not. And then there's a way they shoot it when she shoots him down and he goes to sit down, and you see the way it's like the first time that we're actually seeing Lamb, like, why Lamb is this good. Like, he's not having to think, and like, he's not in control of the situation anymore. And he actually does want to save London. And I was like, from then I was like, this feels just like a different version of the story. Yeah. Chris, what were your thoughts on like Lamb in this episode before we get into his story?
I think you can tell he's like there's an urgency there when he starts taking JK more seriously, and you can kind of see his brain working a bit more because he goes from kind of putting people down in the first half of the episode, and then he kind of becomes a bit more of like a thinking, wanting to get things done.
Yeah. And we see, okay, Shrida, let's just, what Dad's around, let's just go to it. He tells the story about being in Berlin and the Stasi. And I think it's such a smart move that the show made Catherine ask the question, like, was it you? And he says it's a smart move because they know that every audience member is either going to just assume or ask that question.
Yeah.
And it's a devastating story that he tells. It's a story that, like, people, like when you think of acting, you think of like big act, like that is why Perry Oldman is one of the greatest, right? The way he's able to tell that story and get
that reaction,
obviously they're acting engaged, but like you can still tell that we are engaged. Like I was locked in when he was telling that story.
Like when Devin stood up, I was like, what happened?
And everyone's reactions, like I think he talks about it being a lonely life, and then you see River's reaction, and River's facial reaction tells like a season's worth of story, because you see that this is someone who maybe wanted something or thought there was something romantic with Louisa. We don't know, but it's also the one person that he could hold on to in this life, in this world, is his grandfather, and he's losing that person. So he is very lonely as well. And you see that on his face. And I found it very interesting. I don't know why, that the one person we never get a reaction shot of in that thing is J.K. Cole. Not once did the show go to a reaction. I don't know why they did that. I don't know.
He was telling the story, and River was looking at the can. Standish was like, okay, I see where you're going with this,
But what do you, I mean, I don't know if this has been like, I doubt it has been revealed in either the books or later in the show, Chris, but like, Chris, Angel, what do you guys think? Was that Lamb? Was that his story? Was that his unborn child that was killed?
I feel like if it was Lamb, it would definitely explain some of his countenance. Like, very much a tortured soul who has seen way too much to give a damn about any of the bureaucratic bullshit, essentially. It would really explain that. And I feel like the fact that he didn't give Standish a direct answer as well, like, other than saying, like, he made it up, I just felt like it was too good of a story. Like, even the way he was telling. But that's the thing, that could just be him being Jackson Lamb, doing the spy shit. Like, this could really be a flex of his skill. But I just feel like that's just such a specific, story. And he's just such a wounded soul. I don't know. You have more context to this, Chris. Like, they speak as to Lamb's background. But to me, like, that would give me a little puzzle piece of his behaviors, like why he's Lamb,
I don't know if he says this story in the book, because it's been a while since I've read this particular book, and they do dive into his backstory, but not this particular thing in the Secret Hours, which is about kind of his and Molly's backstory, more about Molly's, but he features in it. Yeah, I love how kind of open-ended it is, and you're also not sure, like, if he's just telling the story to get out from the park, if it's kind of did this really happen? Because he talks so much rubbish.
I think, I tend to, like, I want to believe that is like his backstory, but also, like, if it's a yes or no situation, I'm more of the yes. But I also found it funny. I was thinking about it, how we probably want to believe it because we are kind of indoctrinated into this idea of like someone like Lamb should have this tragic backstory.
Yeah.
And like, that's kind of the way we see these characters. I was like, what if he's just like, something else happened, that he just got tired of clocking in Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So like, I think we are like programmed to believe that that's the kind of thing that happened to him, and 100%. It's kind of thing that could probably flip a switch in your brain, right? And like, it is kind of like it's a hell of a story. And it's something that leads to, actually, let's save that. We'll save that when we're doing the awards, I think, when we talk about like how the story influences their breakout. I think we may have got the quote-unquote weaponized story-based farts in this episode.
I've seen so much coverage around this. Someone started the show and they were like, I love how Gary Oldman farting is like a plot device in the show.
Yeah.
Because I think Empire, Will Smith was saying like, is that like where the weaponized fart quote comes from, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And they did like
there's only
a whole piece about a fart.
Yeah. It was like, look, that's good journalism. Well, all the good journalists got. Because Will Smith was like, there's one fart to this episode, and it's like a weaponized story-based fart, and I think that would have been it. Because the thing about Lamb is that, he's a disgusting person, right? But most of it is an armor. Most of it is to either disarm or dissuade or to disguise something from someone else, right? Like, I think in season 4, episode 1, when he first meets Flight, he's like farting and everything because he knows that River is in the wind. He knows River is not dead. He's trying to buy time for his agent. So he's farting and doing all these things to kind of literally throw them off the scent. And I think in this episode again, he farts because he wants to go to the toilet downstairs and get the gun.
Yeah.
Right? It's all these things, and
he uses his disgusting nature to his advantage.
Yeah. And I think he puts on that thing so that people either think less of him. Like she calls him an old man.
Want him just to get out the way.
Yeah. And that was when I was like, you could see, because that scene starts on his face and you could kind of see the wheels turn behind his eyes before he lets the fart out. And you're like, oh, okay, that's like...
No, literally, River's face once he's like, I'm sorry about that. And once River actually... I don't know if they actually did spray something in that room because, goddamn.
If not, it's great acting because they were like...
You ate that, Jack. Like, you ate that.
Gary Oldman really did let out a massive fart.
Like, imagine if he actually did. That would be the gag. We'd like to know. Please let us know, guys.
Yeah, show us the behind the scenes. No, I really, and I again, like, as someone who spent all season talking about how much I love when the slowest are together, this episode they are literally together in the same room,
working together.
Minus how everyone's together for the whole episode, pretty much.
It's not a surprise that I love this episode. Like, actually, when you think about it, but like, yeah, they're all in the same room and they're all bouncing off. And I just remembered when River asks Ko what's next. And Ko says number 5.
I was like, yeah, count.
Yeah, it's like, I do know how to count.
But I love Ko and River so much. Like, it's not even a joke.
They're such a great pairing. They get better with every episode, I think. Oh, literally. So good.
So what are you going to say? You like?
When Lamb was like, 4, I could... is a coincidence. No, hang on, no. He's like, 3 is a coincidence.
3 is a coincidence, yeah.
But 4, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's like just that one extra word is what makes it for him.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah, and then let's do Roddy and Diana. Hell of an introduction they gave Roddy in this episode.
Wow.
Like, there was a point of me writing it down because I can't do it justice. So can I just mention the 2 quotes that really stuck out to me, you know, when they were observing Ho before anyone entered the room and he was jumping up and down like a monkey. And the one agent goes, what causes this? Is it a lack of breastfeeding or too much? And then the other one said, I'm sure the animals who found him did their best. And I was like, honestly, and the Diana walks in and they're like, he's had a very interesting response. Response to the room is so funny. It's like they gave him a medicine. It's like, he didn't react to walls the way we think a normal person should.
Literally not anything we expected, like, or have ever seen.
Oh God, I love when Diana comes here. He goes, hello, Clarice. She's like, no.
We're not doing that.
No, Roddy, we won't be doing that.
Literally, stop this bullshit. Like, straight to the point here.
This is another reason why I think I love this episode, because the Roddy Diana collaboration, partnership, whatever, is not something that we've ever seen, right? It's either Diana and Lamb or Diana and River. And it's incredible because it is definition of immovable object and unstoppable force.
Literally.
Like, it's like...
They are both on the opposite spectrums of persons.
Who can you put opposite Diana that would break her?
Yeah.
Because she's unbreakable. I think that who is the one person whose Roddy's thing would just not work? And I just thought it was just so good.
Perfect.
Like there's some things I want to see a supercut of her reactions in this episode, because there's sometimes I think when he says he's a Lothario, no, she's the one that says Lothario. I think he says he has many girlfriends. Anyway, there's a face she does where she's like acting to be interested, like, oh, okay, Roddy, like, go. And there's a line which I'm going to talk about again when we're talking about our awards. But when Roddy's like, why would she give me a fake name? There's a moment where I think Diana's face almost has pity for Roddy. Like, he's almost like, oh,
are you that stupid?
Yeah, you've still not got it, have you? Like, it's like, oh, wow. Like, you still not, like, bought into what is going on. Yeah, I just thought, like, the whole thing must have been a joy to write and perform. Like, I can imagine, like, I can't. They need to release the outtakes. I can't imagine how many times Kristen Scott Thomas broke.
I swear to God. Like, first of all, Diana coming in and, like when she asked him straight up, like, are you in touch with the incel community? I literally had to scream because she said, like, let's not mince words here. I have been through your hard drives, okay?
Yeah. God. It's like what he said, he's the human tripod. The
when
real
he said that,
king
I was like,
of
what does that
Gondor.
even mean, the human tripod? Like, what are we doing?
Do you know what it means now? Do you want me to explain it to you?
No, I did not look it up because I was just like,
Okay, so a tripod has 3 legs.
Yeah, he's so stupid. He's so stupid. He's so stupid.
Oh my God! What does it say? Is it Roddy is the name, Ho is my game, or something like something along the no, Roddy by name, Ho by nature. I was like, oh my.
I was like, wow, this is
no,
like,
no jail can hold me or something. When he's
literally
when he's doing his push-ups.
And I broke out of that years ago. Like it was giving me such like Veep vibes. Like it's one of the things where Veep writers write so many alternate lines, and obviously it's the same school of
the kind of thick of it crossover because obviously Will Smith wrote for Veep as well, didn't he?
The Anucci school of writing. Will Smith, it's like Jesse Armstrong, all of them.
People just being stupid, and I guess the American Office as well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, and I was just like, I can't imagine how many alternate lines were left on the floor. Like,
oh, literally,
he must have had to do like Chris Strong. Fair play to him because he must have had to do so many takes, like to try and keep it, with the kind of because Ho's obviously so unaware of what he's going on and has such an inflated opinion of himself. So to be able to deliver those lines and not think, what the hell?
They're just line after line. I think that entrance is just incredible. Like the physicality of it, honestly. Everything.
I actually have to say, I guess all those presses he's been doing have been for something. So
yeah, he's done. He's done a lot more press this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is his season.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I like the line where he goes, "I know my rights. I need to talk to my dad's lawyer." It's like, your dad's lawyer? What? And then the guy's like, "What? You need to call a dentist or a dry cleaners?"
Yeah. The insulting hose. Frankly, I think quite good tracksuits. I do think. I'm not saying he has great fashion, but he does buy some good tracksuits.
He doesn't look awful.
I wouldn't wear them, but I think
no, but he could certainly look worse.
Yeah, he could look worse.
I've actually never thought, who looks bad.
Yeah.
This character won't even let me get that
far. Okay, so I have all through this time, like we've obviously known that like Ho was going to be involved in the Hobbit's field shooting in one way or the other. But I thought it was going to be not necessarily a misunderstanding, but something that could be solved. However, and obviously, Chris, you know how the rest of the season plays out, so I guess you can limit your thoughts to just this episode. When he mentions that he broke into the MI5 database and left Tara alone, I'm like, that is a serious issue.
Like
that's like a prison. That's not a thing. Like I'm like, are we seeing Ho in season 6?
No, literally, he said he did it to flex, and even him talking about like, oh, you're allowed to share with your spouse. You're an MI5. I'm like, she's not your spouse, bro. Like,
not barely even your girlfriend.
Legally, they could fire you with no EI right now.
Yeah, I was like, wait, is this like? I'm like, this is not a joking matter anymore. Like, this is a serious thing.
And of course, that's when Claude walks in.
Yeah. Claude's first line says, I don't understand. And I was like, perfect writing. Perfect. So I mean, I'm trying to see what happens. I'm just like, this sort of thing where maybe Lamb cannot get Ho out. Like if they were like Ho spends in jail, Ho goes to jail at the end of the season. I'm like, that makes sense. That tracks because like this is treason. Like yeah. So I was quite surprised as to how serious his involvement was. Yes,
I think honestly tying
and the fact that he doesn't think that he's done something absolutely stupid,
wrong, but also that she loves him.
Well, I mean, look, there will be no surprises for who my slowest horse is this episode. Let me just say it like that.
But I was like, do you think the fact that, you know, it was such a serious crime, the fact that she loves him and maybe potentially didn't end up, you know, maybe she saw it and decided not to go through with it. Maybe that's why they're actually trying to kill him. I don't know if that maybe could absolve him of this seriousness.
You're believing his reverse honeypot.
I'm not believing. I'm just trying to give
theory.
him a path out of this treasonous sentence here. And
Says
I'm thinking
the honeypots.
This is his line.
Got a taste of honey.
Exactly. But no, I think my slowest horse was ho 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 ho. I think I wrote ho 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 ho.
Yeah.
He's the slowest horse ever at this point.
I do think he's on an unprecedented run of like just being. Obviously, Shirley got episode 1 because she was quite bad, but he was our runner-up in episode 1.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's just kind of the slowest horse so far. Just continuous.
He's taken it to a new level, hasn't he?
Oh my God.
Let's talk about the terror plot itself.
I was just about to say, yeah.
We kind of theorized what was going to happen, what was going to happen with the terror stuff and everything, and we saw the cars and all of that stuff. But the big reveal...
Penguins.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Those poor penguins.
Jackson was like, look at how all of you are reacting to penguins.
Literally, like...
People love penguins.
So I guess one of the big reveals episode is that the climate activist is Jaffrey's son.
Yeah.
And which makes me maybe feel like maybe he's not as involved in the plot as I thought in the first episode. We'll kind of see what goes on there.
I just want to say Nick Mohammed plays a fake bitch so well. Like,
he's
God.
Great at straight acting.
Oh,
because obviously
my
he's not doing jokey stuff.
Yeah.
And his background is obviously so like comedy.
Yeah.
But
I also think he's weaponizing. This might be me projecting because obviously I watched Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. But he might be weaponizing what we
know
of him. Yes, because like Ted Lasso is like Nate is.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun. Nate is great for the first 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And he's like this lovable person who goes from kitman to assistant coach. And then the 3rd season, he's Jose Mourinho. He's a terrible person, right? And I think that somehow is in both this character. Like this character is...
That's exactly what I meant.
He's on the left, right? But at the same time, he's like, you're probably like, he uses political speak even when there are no cameras there.
Literally, his son calling him a plastic politician. I said that was so apt.
At the same time, he's hugging the woman who's green because he wants the picture on his Instagram. So like, we kind of get both sides of like Nate in this kind of thing where you're like, okay,
fake bitch.
As opposed to Gimbal, you're probably the better option.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're still a politician. You're still kind of crooked-ish. So I won't be surprised if he's involved in the plot. Obviously, now that his son is going down for one of it, it might not be, because I don't know why he would do that. But I would say, though, the episode ends with Slough House believing that the attack is going to be at Gimbal's.
I think they're setting us for devastation next week.
Yeah, I think the fact that Shirley and Catherine have gone to Jaffrey without a gun.
Oh my
means
God.
that's where the attack is going to be.
I actually put River as one of my slowest horses for not giving Shirley that gun. Like, genuinely.
Well, no.
I understand why,
sorry.
but you're sending her alone to another rally. What's she going to do? Just at the terrace?
I mean, 2 things. Well, 2 things. They don't think the terrorists are going to be there.
That's
Second
true.
of all, Shirley should not have a gun. I'm sorry. Shirley now should not have a gun.
But like, if you consider the chaos going on in London right now, like, okay, what if they're wrong? Which is why we're sending Shirley. So how is she supposed to defend herself? Like, you've seen what happens when she tries to scrap. Like, she almost died.
But like, she's going through too much.
She is going through so much. Like, I totally understand.
Remember, this is London, where guns are not like... How would River explain giving the gun to Shirley? It's like, yeah, she was going through PTSD and we're just locked up, but I still gave her a gun to go around and play around London. No, yeah.
Which fair.
Yeah. So I think Shirley and Catherine are going to be in serious trouble next episode. Before we go to the awards, is there anything else that you guys... Because like I said, I loved this episode. This might be my best episode of the show. Is there anything you guys want to touch on?
I liked the flight in this one. I feel like she was doing all the right things. And then, the rest of her team was obviously was underestimating Slough House.
That house, 100%.
But Emma did get things in order, get the lockdown nice and smooth. I think it's kind of the best we've seen her in action, like putting her Met experience to the fore. Like she's
it's been
actually
a
kind
good
of
MR season. Yeah.
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 I like her as a dog. I also feel
Considering-
like... Oh, sorry, go ahead first if you're still talking
No,
about Emma.
considering she didn't have a great time last season, this has
No.
been a good
Oh,
season
last
for
season they
her.
were dog walking her, man. Chee!
Yeah,
Oh
she's
my
stepped up in
God.
terms of like control and
Yeah,
skill.
like her
Yes.
This series,
competency,
yeah.
is all the way up. But something that stood out for me in this episode is Standish making it a point to comment on the fact that Chevy bought wine with her card.
Yeah, they're kind
They
of like
keep placing this like
they're hammering it down for us. Yeah,
like
yeah.
really drilling it down. And then also I was thinking about like, what podcast do you think JK listens to?
He's probably listening
Hopefully it's popcorn for dinner, but
he's probably hacked the MI5 servers, and he's probably listening into them.
I mean, so do we think, considering his own mental state, do we think he's listening to true crime pods, or is he like just going for like Smartless because he wants to be laughing? Like, or does he listen like the Office Rewatch podcast, or is he staying where he feels comfortable, which is like true crime, torture, files, or like, is that too much for him?
I think he's
like,
probably
I think
listening
he
to
go
one of
either
those
way.
murder podcasts that talk about, in 1955, this family in Texas.
Yeah. And he's like psychoanalyzing it. He's figuring out how he would have solved the case himself.
Which also to add, like, it was actually quite impressive. He did not seriously injure Devin when she took his phone. Like, he lasted quite a while without his podcast.
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to Flight as well. Like, Flight kind of like knew when to
exactly push or pull, which is, again, a slow hustle for me with Devin.
Something I found about Flight's episode, and I think because she's not, oh God, I can't remember his name now, but the previous head of the dogs.
Oh.
The thug.
Bad Sam?
But,
no, not Bad Sam.
Yeah, we all, no, Sam was Lamb's guy. We know who I'm talking about. We all have his, I'm sure we all saw his face. Duffy.
He's called Duffy.
Yes.
Duffy,
yeah. She's not him. And so I think I found interesting episode how she was kind of like giving the slow horses like some information, but not all. It's like, it was kind of like I don't trust Lamb and he's dirty and old, but I also still kind of respect him because I know he's smart kind of thing. So meanwhile, Devon was fully on the, I'm not going to waste my time with you kind of, So I did find that interesting. A few years ago when I was discussing slow horses on the podcast with AO and TMT, I mentioned how, like most great shows, right, you could thoroughly enjoy this show just by watching it as like a spy comedy drama, right? But then it has that extra layer that if you wanted to go deeper, it was saying something smart. I think maybe last season, why I don't love last season, I think it didn't have enough of that. Like, it wasn't really talking about, it wasn't speaking to the now, let's put it like that. Like, it was Frank was creating super soldiers in a harem in France. Like, it's not necessarily like
it's a very specific story.
Current. Yes. But like, think about season 3, like most of it has always been like political corruption, right? Like season 1, oh God, I can't remember the plots completely, but obviously it's a false flag operation that just blows out of nowhere and blows into something else, right? Season 2 again, well, I think we're a bit down on it because that's a bit high-minded again. It's like a Russian cell that has been hiding for days. Like, I think the worst seasons were a bit too outlandish. Yes, and then the best seasons were a lot more about talking about either political corruption or season 3 was all about tyranny and like this thing that tyranny was trying to cover up and like again. So, and I think this season is veering towards that again. Obviously, I don't know the full thing yet, but I think the fact that these people are normal human people that are trying to cause chaos and they are using MI5's playbook. So I think that's kind of, again, it's like when we want to go to another country and destabilize them, this is what we do. So it's like, I don't know. I'm interested to see what larger or deeper
why
story
this
it's
plot
telling.
has originated. Yeah.
Exactly.
And how it ties to MI5 current day, you know.
Yeah. And I found interesting that this is the only season, I think, where Diana is not covering up anything.
Literally,
so far.
quite frankly, she has no idea what's going on.
And I was like, oh, this is the one time where she has no skeletons in her closet. So I'm trying to see what will
horses
happen
in a
as it
race.
goes on.
She's just like, leave my city alone.
She's actually just trying to do her job this time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Claude is the one trying to cover shit up. Like,
Claude is so gone.
He's got a lot of.
He's trying to blame Diana to the lawyer. Such a boy. Like, what do you mean, M? Well, she's been trying to make me look very, very incompetent, very silly. She's not happy about the fact.
No, I think he was talking about Dodie Gimble.
Oh, was he talking about Dodie? Because I was like, it's just so crazy for him to be talking about like, Diana,
no, he can't.
trying to set him up for failure. I was like,
he can't. He's afraid of Diana. He can't do that. He's talking about Dodie Gimble.
Ballsy. She come and shout at you now.
She won't shout.
She just talk to you and say, Claude.
And that's something I think would definitely kind of, there's still something to play out there. There's one big scene, like the cast Victoria Hamilton as Dodie Gimble. There's still one big scene there to kind of about this whole Claude thing. I don't think Claude will be first desk by the end of the season. I don't think that's going to be the case.
He'll either be dead or have to resign somehow. I say dead, just I want to see if they can throw that in there. Hey.
No, I don't think he'll be dead. As someone who watched Paul Thomas Anderson's filmography on most of it before one bottle to another. I appreciated the Magnolia shout out from Ho. Not to mention that Lamb was wearing a frog style. So like, again, Magnolia coincidences. I was just like, that cannot be a coincidence that Lamb is wearing a tie made up of falling frogs. Okay. Should we do our awards?
Go for it.
I will start with my lamb roast, and then you guys, and then Angel will go to you, and then Chris. So my lamb roast, again, for if this is your first time listening, lamb roast is our favorite insults from Lamb, or even just actions that were insulting from Lamb. Again, I love that Lamb is really anti-police. Like, he seems to really hate the Met, and I was like, yes. He says to Devin, I actually like pigs. You know where you are with the filth. And I was like, hey. And then I love that the next line is like, he talks about how if you give them a $5, they'll show you a dead body. And then she says, if you keep on talking and I'll show you a dead body now. And in my head, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That's bad writing. And then literally, he's like, well, that doesn't make sense because if I'm dead, you... And I was like, he was like, the banter thing is also easy. And after I was like, oh, this episode is different. Because it's like, that was a different kind of Lamb. We've not really seen Lamb fight, like verbal battles like that. That was quite interesting. Okay. Angel, what are your own lamb roasts, if you have any?
Mine was actually also with Devin. It was when he said the banter thing. You need to work on that a little bit more because it actually just killed me. How her face went. She was like, "Oh fuck, he's right."
Yeah,
like,
she felt. Actually, yeah, she felt insulted.
Yeah. Yeah. So because he really didn't roast that much this episode, honestly. Like he was working his mind, plotting.
He was thinking, man. The guy was thinking. Chris, do you have any?
Got two. I'm up to my nipples in acid reflux, which is not really an insult, but it's a great line. And then when he's telling his story, he says to Standish afterwards, "You could have joined the Stasi yourself."
Yeah. I love in his story I love in the story that when he says he had raw sex appeal, and River does it. He's like, oh, fuck off.
Like that actually took me out. That's it.
Yeah. I love them being in the same room. You see, this is what happens when River is not running around France trying to find his father and brothers.
When he actually gets stuff done.
I don't know. I don't want to take shots of last season. That was just like, I really like last season as well.
Target.
Yeah, it's just an easy target, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Slowest horse. I think we've all agreed. No, Chris, are you agreed, or do you have someone else?
Roddy, yeah, it has to be Roddy.
Yeah.
It's just, why would you give me a false name? It's just crazy work from Roddy, man. I'm just like,
when I think of the question Diana asked, I actually can't remember the context, the question exactly, so I'm not going to say it. But then he was like, and she phrased it to him, and he goes, coincidence, and she's like, coincidence, Roddy? Feeling?
Yeah, that. What was the question?
I was just like, oh my.
No, it was when she mentioned that he was murdered. He was attacked by the same gun that killed
bullet used at the Abbas field, and he said coincidence. I literally wrote coincidence ? I was like, if anything would trigger you to think, okay, maybe there's a plot at hand here, is how did the bullet that they just used in a massacre end up in the apartment?
And if for anyone, so that's what he talked about Magnolia. and then he talks about Tom Cruise's character in that film. I won't tell people to go watch Magnolia because that's like a way too long movie. That movie is way too long. So I would just say maybe search. I think that movie is like 3.5 hours. So it's too long.
Here it is.
Yeah. Do you have it on? Wow. On Blu-ray?
Yeah, next to my copy of The Master.
I don't know. So you're a Paul Thomas Anderson head.
Oh,
I don't know where the hell.
Aisha would love
I don't know
you.
where Licorice Pizza.
Aisha would love him actually.
Where Licorice Pizza's gone, that's floating about somewhere as well. And Boogie Nights on DVD.
Oh, so you just have his filmography.
I've got all of them, I think, except for Hard 8 and Inherent Vice on DVD or Blu-ray. And obviously one battle, but that'll be coming.
Yeah. So I would say anyone who doesn't know that reference, just go on YouTube and search Tom Cruise in Magnolia scenes and kind of see why it makes sense that he's Roddy's inspiration. I mean, Chris, do you want to say what Tom Cruise's catchphrase is in the film?
What is his catch? Does he have a few? Is there one particular one you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Respect the cock and tame the cunt is what he says.
Yeah. No, he comes out with some absolutely ridiculous things in that film.
So if you want to know which is weird because like that movie came out like 99 and like it basically really foretells what we would have now in kind of red pill content and like the men who are like women should be subservient and stuff like that. So like that's Tom Cruise's character is in Magnolia. So yeah, if you want to know why it makes sense that Roddy.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go watch that.
Really loves you. Okay, yeah. So Louisa Award. I'm going to suggest something. You guys probably have your picks. I'm going to suggest something. Mm-hmm. Can they share the award this week?
Yeah,
because I think they deserve it.
I think I have them on there as well as all.
Who do you have sharing it?
Yeah,
J.K. River.
J.K. is for giving us the plots. All the horses for the massive coordination there to bust out.
JK, but they all obviously break out of their house arrest. And then River, obviously, for trying to warn Shirley on the phone as well.
Yeah.
I love that because I have both points. I have
it both in my Louisa and slowest horse because Shirley made a great point. She's like, it's London busy time. You could have texted her.
Like, what could he do? No, you can't text. They would see you.
He couldn't text.
What's Emma going to say? Stop Shirley from coming to the office? How?
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, he did. He was kind of the best thing he could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have to get a full text out. I think he tried. I thought it was a good idea, but it was just. He
was on the phone with her for
funny.
Yeah.
It was so funny when it just cuts to like the noise in Shirley's scene.
She's like, "What? I can't hear you."
So funny.
She's like, "I'll see you in a minute." I said, "Oh no."
So funny. But even Shirley, I mean, look, we're giving Ho the slowest horse, but even Shirley, you see people that.
You're not recognized.
You know what dogs look like. Like, why are you saying who are you? Like, the door is broken up. What are you doing, Shirley?
Run back out or run upstairs. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. But yeah, I did have Louisa Awards. I hope they share it. If not, then JK is the out and out favorite. And then 100%. I gave River some credit for to call Shirley.
And I also put Standish going with Shirley because she seems to be the only one who wants to watch her back. So
yeah, I mean,
there she go.
I don't count her as a slow horse, but yes.
Fair. At least keeping the team in pairs, so no one's isolated.
Because there's no Louisa as well. So it gives Standish a bigger role. And obviously that's not the pairing we have in the book, but because Louisa would be there.
Fair.
But so they work well to make Louisa's absence work, I think.
Yeah.
Like we don't actually notice that she's missing, I think, because the rest of the dynamic is really good.
Yeah, I actually haven't really thought too much about Louisa.
Yeah. That doesn't mean we don't want her back. We do want her back
100%.
next season.
Love you. You can't wait for you to come back.
They've obviously had a difficult situation with her filming other 100%, stuff.
Yeah.
And she is back for next season, I believe. Been spotted on set or whatever. So
yeah, this is not an original thought because I saw it somewhere else or heard it somewhere else. But I wanted to point out that I like the fact that like nobody's questioning like Standish's involvement. Like Shirley wasn't like, why are you like? What are you gonna do? You can't help me. Like it's just like, Standish part of the team. She's gonna go with her. Like no one is like, oh, you're Standish, you're too old to go help Shirley or whatever.
And she's also not a field agent. Like she was a secretary. So she doesn't have the kind of training or experience that everyone else does, but she could still be helpful in her own way.
And she can still throw a lighter. When you need to. Okay, I think we've covered the entire episode. Anything else you guys want to touch on? I think we've covered everything.
No, I think
just looking at my notes, I think we covered every single thing I've got written down. Yeah.
Yeah. The homeless man, like they have to. it's
That
not his fault.
bespectacled man. They need to catch that bespectacled man.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but like he didn't know what he was doing. He just thought he was going to turn the water red.
He saw 50 quid and he probably thought.
And ice.
And I think him describing him
the
and
drugs
going,
are more important.
male, white, Hispanic, Latin. I said
Italian,
you are
Spanish.
Useless. I was like, you should just say he wore glasses. Like, help them somehow.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that difficult. They should just take him to where he was.
Yeah,
and this is London.
see if there's any CCTV
there are
in the
cameras
area.
on. It's London.
Mm-hmm.
There are cameras on every corner. It's like the most camera-recorded city in the world. Like they can't find him. Okay, let's wrap it up there.
Yeah,
guys, thank you much for listening. If there's anything you've got from this episode is to go watch The Pitt and go watch Tom Cruise in Magnolia.
Yeah. Watch the whole of Paul Thomas Anderson's filmography.
What's it called? Last week, Banky gave me a task to watch Task.
How are you finding it?
Caught up and loving it.
Okay. I didn't want to ask you because I didn't want to like break my heart. But I'm glad.
Trust me, I binged that ish a couple of days ago. I was like,
I do think the first episodes are some of the best episodes of TV we've seen this year.
And I really love, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who's playing Robbie.
Tom Pelphrey.
Oh my God. Do he play broken and confused and you just want to hug him at the same time. Why are you so
from
stupid?
Ozark?
Oh my God, so well. He do it so well.
Yeah,
so good.
I think episodes 1 and 2 are just some of
phenomenal.
The best. Just excellent TV. Like it's also
a very complex family story. I think
I said
he got out speaking. I said I was putting my hand on my head like Modaro. Hey God, no! They said blood is thicker than water. But it's really gripping. It's emotional.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week as we barrel towards the end of the season. 4, 5, 6. Excited to see where this is going. Really love this episode. If that wasn't clear. And join us next week. Chris has some London Film Festival things to do this week, so maybe we'll get some updates next week. Join us next week and we'll be joined by Oscar winner Daniel Kaluuya. Bye guys.